What did you think of the way the locker room was after the game? Did it feel different to you at all? Just a little bit?
It was jubilant. It was.
It really was.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced that. I'm like, oh, wow. You guys are happy.
Well, I mean, they were really happy, after the Cowboys game. But to win a game like this, I think there were some players that were still in shock because a few of them will voice what everybody's kind of feeling here. These types of games don't work out in the Bears' favor. Even like the Hail Mary was brought up in some conversations with some players. They're used to being on the opposite side of losses like this. But this time, everything worked out in their favor. Their scouting work, their ability to rise to the occasion in certain moments, and they were the ones talking about the win this
So
time.
I shared this earlier in the show, but I literally said that like before the field goal. I was like, they're just due for one of these to go to the Bears' way. Like they're just
Especially
due. All the fans here.
But everybody's blocking field goals across the league.
Right. Great point. We talked about it all week.
Yes.
It was a theme.
They were talking about that in the locker room amongst players. Like, everybody's blocking field goals. We got one.
So I know you talked to Scott Daly and a couple of guys involved. Like, what did you learn?
So they had a tell. The long snapper, I forget his name. The Raiders' long snapper had a tell, and it was Scott Daly who picked up on it, doing endless amounts of research into other long snappers. I didn't know long snappers do that this much.
What else do they have to do?
Well, watch other long snappers. So
awesome.
he noticed a tick in his snap where it it moves slightly, and then comes the snap. So Josh Blackwell, they had the scouting report on him. He thought they were close 2 times before that. Third time, he thought he had a really good read on it, and sure enough, there you go. The block came to be.
Shout out Scott Daly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Shout out Johnsy for coming up with that. That's amazing. That's because we were talking about it earlier, Johns, when we were breaking it down. I just was amazed with the get off, but usually there's something.
So I asked Scott Daly himself, were you just watching the Raiders snapper this week? He goes, well, I've watched thousands of hours of long snapping film, which seems something straight out of the book of Pat Manley. You might maybe just watch him, but a lot of work put into that block field goal today.
I respect it. Yeah. I'll watch some long snaps. I don't know about 1,000 hours, but I'll put it in a couple. We have not talked a lot about what Caleb Williams said after the game. You were there for the press conference. What were your big takeaways?
Stumblebum was called today. You want to start with that?
You know what the giveaway was? Because I saw I tweeted it. I was like, Stumblebum. That did not work. The tell was that Swift went for the ball.
Yeah.
It looked like he might have actually literally been tripped up and actually stumbled, not on purpose. So I don't know what he said about that.
Yeah.
But
he did try to.
They did try to run it.
Did you play Caleb yet? He kind of
explained
explained it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did he say?
So that was, it was Stumblebum. It was him purposely falling for that play call, which is, there'll be 2 trick plays. We saw the fake flea flicker today, and then this one. So a lot of gadget plays coming to fruition earlier.
Did you say why it didn't work?
He probably stumbled too much.
Well, I think he actually got tripped up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to go back and listen to it. I haven't gone through the full audio yet.
I mean, the fake flea flicker, who is this guy? Like, I'm sitting there like...
I did think, a little bit of criticism. I thought Ben got in his bag a little bit too much today. They ran... So I brought up the personnel last week on the flea flicker. They had DJ Moore and Roman Dunze off the field. Today they had a whole package with those guys off the field.
Yeah.
They probably ran 5 plays. I'll be interested to see the snap counts, but I bet you it was at least 5 plays where those 2 guys came off. And it didn't seem like any of those plays were really all that successful.
No.
Well, they faked out the cameraman, though. He had no clue. And I'm sitting there looking up at like, where's the replay here? I mean, me and John Greenberg were both having I'm like, this guy's too smart for me. I couldn't follow where the ball was, which is a credit to Ben Johnson.
I'm surprised John Greenberg's not here. He's been wandering around Mandalay Bay for like 2 days.
He just rushed to the airport. Now, Caleb did share that story about how Ben told him you were made for these moments. So you like hearing those things, those quarterback conversations that they only can hear just them talking to the headsets together. We didn't get a lot of that out of the previous era, and just in terms of how they dealt with their quarterbacks in moments like that. So to hear those come to life, to have those shared, I like that.
What did you learn about the tackle situation? I mean, we saw Braxton get a little banged up, but
Jahns got in.
Yeah. The game kind of turned.
He did okay. So him and Theo Bennett and Ozzie Prillo, they were both Jahns. They were pretty down on themselves because Max Crosby, I mean, that's an experience. Just
he was really good.
For both of them having their first opportunities to play right tackle in the NFL, to have that happen against one of the elite players in this league. That is something to deal with, a lot of tape to learn from, but there were numerous times, now numerous may be exaggerating, but multiple times throughout this game where Benedict and Trapillo both had one-on-one opportunities against Crosby, and I thought they held their own for the most part. When they made that switch in the second half or later, late in the first half going into the second half with Braxton Jones out, Benedict on the left side, Trapillo on the right side, I thought the line played better.
Yeah.
I thought the pass protection improved.
I think we have our big storyline for the bye week. I mean, how do they handle this now? You got technically Braxton Jones. He might have been banged up, but I think we call it a benching. I think we got to call it a benching.
He came out like everyone's wondering if there's an injury, but he came out for the field goal, the 52-yarder, and right away
and he had his helmet on the sideline.
Yes, he was holding it.
And then you got Darnell Wright, theoretically, who should be coming back too, hopefully off the bye. So how they juggle this? I mean,
do you think
if Ozzie played well and he's a right tackle, how much do they consider during the bye week moving Darnell Wright to left? I think it's on the table.
Maybe it is. This is
it's something you got to practice though a bunch.
It's not an ideal situation to be in, but they do, I suppose, have options here. Look, Theo Benedict, give the guy credit. We're going to start you at right tackle, then we're going to move you to left tackle. By the way, that's that Max Crosby guy over there, and we got some Benedict that we can play here. And also, I have Trapillo interviewing Trapillo that we're working on right now, so we can hit up that. But look, that guy. I mean, he didn't have. You'll have to go back and watch it. But I think for a first time out there as a starter, I think Theo Benedict did okay for himself today.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for someone who was just playing in the Canadian college, football. That's quite the jump.
And he's an intense dude, man. He's got he's always got blood over his nose. He just looks like he just was in a boxing match. It wasn't, again, not perfect, but he was only sacked one time.
Can we say also
give credit to Caleb?
The plan for Max Crosby wasn't perfect either. He had some other players, whether it's Manangai chipping him or Cole Kmet having to be in there to help, block one of the best players in the league. It wasn't a perfect plan. It wasn't perfectly executed, not only by the right tackle, but those also involved.